All right, man. We are back live. Hip Hop 95, Atlanta's #1 streaming hip hop station. We are not live, but we are on the pod. What's good, twins?
What's poppin', twins? The pod about nothing. Ain't nothing but a thing, you feel me?
Yeah, facts. Episode 37.
37. Sean Alexander.
Sean
I've been
Alexander.
waiting to say that since episode 34. Shout out to Sean Alexander and his elbow pads.
Baltimore Ed Reed. Was it Ed Reed 37? Not Baltimore.
Rodney Harrison.
Rodney Harrison. Patriots Rodney Harrison. There we go.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so Rodney Harrison, Ed Reed. I don't know any basketball 37s. The dude on the Celtics a couple years ago, Sime Juliak or something like that.
Simi Ojale.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was number
trash.
37. He was terrible.
He was
no
bad.
pits, no pits.
Let me see if I can
I'm sure you're better than me
Google
at basketball, but, you know, compared to NBA niggas.
Nigga made way more money than me
Yeah,
this year.
for sure. For sure. I'm knowing that.
Shout out to Simi Ojale wherever you at. Costas Antetokounmpo. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Meta World Peace.
Oh yeah, my fault. Laker legend,
Champion. Meta World Peace.
Big shot. Ron Artest. Yes, sir.
Right.
So
I want to still Meta World Peace.
I
wonder if he changed it.
I think it. I'm about to look that up. That's some
I thought he
information we
changed
finna
it,
figure
yeah.
out. Is it Ron Artest still, or is it Ron Meta World Peace? It's Meta Sandyford Artest.
All right.
All right, so that we're off of that. Next topic.
I'm not shouting out that name.
No, I will never again. You will never be brought up again. I don't care what we talk about.
And your mom named you Meta World Peace.
Yeah, bro.
Because that's who you was when you hit that shot.
So I would like to start off this show by giving a shout out to two people. Metro Boomin again, because last show I said that album sounds like a soundtrack, and it does.
Right.
But somehow, like, it is like great music.
Yeah, it's
and like
settling
I
in.
have been listening to the album consistently, and it's been settling in, which is what music is supposed to do. Which is why we rarely come in here and give like real album reviews.
Yeah, like
day
first
after.
weeks and shit. Yeah.
So, and the second shout I want to give is to Coil Ray, because Self Love is probably going to end up being my favorite song this year. If not, it's going to be in the 10. One of my 10. Not Pellico came out, so it's number 2 already. But Self Love is wow, like excellent, and it kind of is so perfect coming from Sunflower, because it's like of course Miles will like that song.
Fact.
Like,
Yeah, exactly.
It feels so good. Like it's a good like
it radiates that energy. Yeah.
Yes, I'll be honest. I haven't really listened to anything she said on the song other than the hook. The song feels so good.
It feels great.
I don't care. Like I do not care. What
Shout
she's
out
talking
Coil
about.
Ray for real.
Sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a real shout
Our
out.
first mention on here, I think.
Probably, honestly.
Yeah,
we don't talk about Coil Ray a lot, just not our demo. But
Yeah.
but that song is definitely for me. I love that song a lot. And I just wanted to start off by saying, before we got into the finals, obviously, I wanted to start off getting a shout out to her.
Nice.
But you know what time it is.
Yeah.
Denver Nuggets.
Yes, sir.
We have a new NBA champion. The Denver Nuggets 2023 took the previous title holder of defending NBA champions from the Warriors.
Yep.
So now it's the Denver.
I had a good run.
It
was a
long run.
Yeah.
One of the longest ever. So we're good. The Denver Nuggets look like they may be on a run. We will get into all of that at this very moment. Ish, I will give it to you. Anything you want to say, just to go.
I want to shout out Jokic and Murray, which of course everyone's going to do this morning for different reasons. But I want to shout out them for not turning on each other. And I don't know if of course it could be Jokic's type of personality, type of leader he is, which of course we've seen. But Murray the same way, someone who, came from Kentucky, was a great player, who has these aspirations to be, the guy, the guy, to stick with it, stick with the process. I don't know if you saw the clip of Murray talking to the owner.
Yes.
He was like, man, y'all could have went another direction. They absolutely could have.
Yes.
Because you were gone for 2 seasons.
Yes.
And I remember the backlash Jamal Murray got last year for not playing in the playoffs. When they're like, well, he's cleared.
Yeah.
Why isn't he going to, skip the regular season in the first round and then jump into 35 minutes versus the Warriors? Like, I applaud y'all for sticking together in an NBA where it's so easy to do the opposite.
Yeah.
Where it's so easy for Jokic, if you wanted to, is like, that nigga's not good enough.
Yeah, simple.
It's all the people out here. Go get me somebody else. Y'all just pay Mark Bordier. He not good enough. Like they had so many opportunities to try to take the shortcut, try to take the easy way out, and they never did. Shout out. So definitely shout out to them. That's all I would have to say off top for sure.
So on top, I will kind of piggyback off of that and just reiterate a point we continuously have brought up for the past 2 years. Exhibit probably B, C, D. Stop breaking teams up so early.
Facts.
You just spoke about Jamal Murray tore his ACL and missed 2 full seasons.
Yep.
And they still stuck with the core they saw in the bubble really make some noise, they got to conference finals in the bubble, didn't they? Yeah. So they got to the conference finals and they saw we're right there. Jamal Murray goes down the next year. All right, we just got to get healthy. He doesn't come back the next year. They get first rounded. Jokic is all-star. And the talk all year, this year and all the rest of the year has been, starting last year up until they won the championship, has been Jokic in the pick and roll. The Denver Nuggets are a regular season team. The Denver Nuggets won't be able to defend at the highest level when it matters. These were things that everybody was saying, including us. I didn't pick the Denver Nuggets. Basketball is so funny compared to football because usually in football, like we know who the Chiefs are. Damn near every week we pick the Chiefs to win the regular season game.
That's
and
a fact.
We pick them to go to the play because they're the best. They're usually the best team, and if not, they have the best players.
And it's only 20, 21 games.
Yes, exactly. In the NBA, you can be the best team all year, and everybody knows you're just not going to win the championship. Yep. And that's kind of how who won the Phoenix last year.
Yep.
Most people watching Phoenix last year was like, they ain't not win no championship. Facts. So I commend
and the Heat were the one seed last year.
Yes, same thing. But people were like, not win no championship.
Facts.
And the Denver Nuggets were one of those teams. Now this year they had a few more people to pick them just because one, they were great all year. They had arguably, I would probably argue right now saying they might have the best roster in basketball. Maybe number 2, maybe number 2 or 3, other than like Milwaukee maybe, and Milwaukee's roster is kind of flawed a little bit.
Yeah, in flux too with Middleton.
Exactly. So at worst, the 3rd best roster, 4th best roster in basketball, and people still weren't picking them. And this is just a testament to a team that believed in itself. Shout out to Michael Malone. He believed. We got your letters.
We got your letters.
He believed in his team from the jump. He spoke like he believed in his team, and he spoke like he knew nobody was good enough to beat this team 4 times in a 2-week span. And he was right, man. They looked amazing. Yeah. I will say from start to finish, they looked like they didn't break a sweat. Yeah. Like a Floyd Mayweather fight. Where he was it was just too easy. Right. Like it felt like that. It was like even when Book gave him 48, it was like,
it's like, you're trying your best. Huh?
Like good job. Like, but you're not gonna win the series. And the closest thing to a losing series I thought they would have would be this Heat series, and the Heat couldn't even really do much with them. But you got 7 undrafted players. Eventually, that's gonna catch up with you, no matter who you got playing. So, I just want to give a hand clap, lastly, to Jamal Murray for standing firm in the belief in yourself that you can get back to that level, because that's a scary, scary injury.
Yeah, he had a very, very scary injury.
Bro, you're a point guard. Yeah. Like, it's one thing if you Kevin Durant and you tear your ACL, knock on wood. If you Kobe Bryant and you LeBron and you got this perfect mid-range game and you got this one dribble pull-up, I'm 6'6", I can get it over anybody. I'm KD, I 7 shit, I shoot over anybody. Jamal Murray is a 6'4" point guard. And in the NBA, me and Ish in our group chat has been arguing for 2 straight weeks about the top 5 point guards in the NBA. I made a list of 10 point guards yesterday and didn't include Kyrie Irving because I just forgot. It's 16 elite point guards in this league right now. So for you to have to see that, face that, and come back and be the second point guard, and second, I would say if we're saying 15 great point guards, because I truly think there are 15 great point guards, you are the second one of the bench to win a championship after Steph. Like Steph won last year, and now it's you. And I don't know which one will be next, because it might be you again. They might go back to back. What I'm looking at now, so I just want to give a huge hand clap to Jamal Murray.
That's such a great. Actually, let's give him the hand clap now.
Let's give him the hand clap. Shout out to bro.
Shout out to Jamal Murray, and that's such a great point, because I remember when he got injured, I felt bad for him, because it was kind of like the opposite. It was like when Derrick Rose got hurt, I was like, damn, it might hurt his athleticism. Like if Ja got hurt, something like that. Jamal Murray already was an amazing athlete.
Yeah.
And he's already undersized. You already weren't the fastest guy.
Yeah.
So coming back from an injury like that where you can lose some athleticism and to fight through it and come back better, it's just a testament to his hard work and the situation that they are in. Because they did the same thing with Michael Porter Jr., where someone had 3 back injuries, didn't have the easiest path to get here, and they never bailed on him at any step, even gave him a $200 million deal.
Off of a back injury.
That's
injury. Crazy.
It's really crazy, but man, yeah, shout out to them for really Okay, I don't want too much Embiid shade tonight, but they really trusted the process in Denver. Like, Factual, yeah. Trusted the process. Factual. They didn't go out and trade for superstars and flip their rosters and coaches. They actually drafted young players, added role players through free agency, but everyone there that really, I don't want to say that really matters, but like a lot. They hang their hat on the people that they brought in. Yeah. Like Jokic, Jamal Murray, MPJ, and Aaron Gordon, even coming into this situation, getting a career rebirth in a way. Somebody who was a top 4, top 5 pick, thought he was going to be a star in a completely new role. So you really love to see that. Starring in his role. You love to see that.
There's one more person to hit, the most important person in all of this, the reason for all of this. Mr. Nikola Jokic, man. I know he doesn't care that he won a championship. No. But I care. And I'm very, very happy for him because it's very common, I would say, for a player of his caliber just to never win a championship. Like an excellent player, can do everything on the court. We can go down the list of players that have not won championships, starting with Charles Barkley, Clyde Drexler, Carmelo Anthony, Michael Redd. Like, just really,
Michael Redd.
Brandon Roy. Yeah. It's really, really great basketball players that have never won a championship. And I'm just talking about a championship. Fuck being the best player on the championship team. Just a championship, period. Be there, So it's a lot of players that missed that, and he did this very early into his career. He's only 28 years old. I would say the way he plays basketball, how he's under the how he's under the rim a lot, he has another 6 years of his prime, 7 years of his prime. So I could see him really keeping this thing going to 34, 35. The only thing that would really hurt him is defensively, but that's not important right now. So this was a masterclass playoff run. And I saw some talking heads the other day speaking on how they kind of don't give him a lot of credit because nobody played up to the standard that you're used to seeing them playing at. But I think that is the most lazy take on what you're watching. I think you're just watching pure dominance. Right. When the Warriors and Cavs went 15-1 a couple years ago, we didn't say this shit not impressive because nobody played up to their potential. No, you're just dominant. Same thing with the 0-1 Lakers and any other team ever that's been dominant in the playoffs. They went 16-4, bro. Yeah. 16-4 through the playoffs. Swept first round, second round 6 games, third round sweep, fourth round 5 games. Yeah. Didn't face a game 7, and really didn't face no fucking adversity. Nope. And on top of that, talking back to Jokic, Rudy Gobert, bam. DeAndre Ayton. 80. Yep. The only center you missing is Embiid. Right. And you would have gave Embiid that work. I'm very, very confident.
That shit would have got
It would have got bad. It would have got bad. So I just want to give a testament to a guy that has a complete basketball game. And the reason you are able to see Jokic dominate in the way that he has is because his game is so complete. And as is said at the beginning of the Lakers series, yes, AD is more athletic. Yes, AD is cute. And yes, AD may look like the better basketball player to the average casual eye. But Jokic is in better shape, and Jokic is more skillful, and Jokic is better than him. And they swept them. And then they went down this court, and bam, the younger, the more athletic, the real first-team all-defense, defensive player year in the conversation every single year. That guy, he made light work of. And I want to give credit some, but when we get to Heat, I'm going to give him some credit. But at the end of the day, like, Jokic got what he needed. Like, whenever he wanted to, he got to wherever he needed to. But that is because Jokic can score from the low post, Jokic can go from the mid post, Jokic can go to the elbow, Jokic can step out to the three, he can go to the wings. There's no spot on the court that you can make him uncomfortable. And on top of that, we'll pretend LeBron don't exist no more because he's LeBron. He's the best passer in basketball.
Yeah.
Best passer in basketball as a center. Very easily. And that system of, and it's similar, very, very similar to Steph Curry. A heliocentric system that does not involve him having the ball all the time.
Right.
But every moving part is around him and everything is based on his skill set.
Exactly.
So that man is one of the best centers he's ever seen. He get another championship. He probably won't win another MVP just because they don't really give people multiple MVPs. Like that's not a thing. They
especially after you win.
After you win, you really don't get any more.
It's the next new.
It's the next.
It'll be
new
De'Aaron Fox.
It'll be exactly. So just because of the way the NBA is set up, I don't think he'll win another MVP, but I definitely think he may win another championship or two. And if he ends with 3 championships, 3 finals, and peace, we'll be talking about the top 5 big man, which is if you go look at the top 5, top 7 big men all the time.
That's a crazy list.
It's a crazy list to crack. Yeah. And he is on the verge. He's already top 10 pretty easily, I would say. And this is just centers, not power forwards, because you're talking about Tim Dirk and all that. But right now, easily a top 10 center and on his way to being one of the best of all time.
Yeah, so I completely agree with everything you said there. I want to hit it on a couple of things. So like I'm glad you said dominance. Because this is episode 37. We called it Mission Accomplished. So when I was making the thing, I had 2 titles. So the first one was Mission Accomplished, because that's what he said in the press conference. And the second one is Nikola Jokic is peerless. And I really like that Nikola Jokic is peerless because of that All-Star game photo. You guys will see it, of course, when you click on it, of him sitting on that stage. Because I remember watching the All-Star draft, and it was so interesting that everyone was like, man, the All-Star game is so ass. And I said, of course it is. The best player in the league gets picked last. That's how little the game matters. That's how non-basketball what you're doing is. The back-to-back MVP can't even play.
That's a great point.
And the reason that you can't feel bad is because this is why he plays. This is the game he plays. Yeah. And you talked about how it's like a Steph Curry heliocentric offense. And I love that you said that, because that's where I was going next was it is, but it's a step farther back. Because it's like the Tim Duncan heliocentric offense on steroids.
Yeah, that's
like Steph Curry was the Tony Parker end of it. Steph Curry was the Tony Parker end of it on super mega steroids, where he'll run a pin down from 30 feet away, but he'll still bring it up and run pick and roll 40 times. Jokic on the other end will run a handoff from 35 feet away, flow into a post up, into another dribble drive, and all these options are always available to him, like you said, because no matter where he catches the ball, everything is an option. Every person on the court is an option. Every shot possible, left hand, right hand, 1 foot, 2 foot, pump fake, every move that he needs to have, he does have. So I think it was amazing to watch just this level of dominance, because you're right, like the 01 Lakers, the 17 Warriors, like sometimes being great is about overcoming adversity, like the 16 Cavs, or teams that had to come back, like the Bucks,
the 2010 Lakers,
the 2010 Lakers. Facts.
Yeah,
and sometimes it's just about whooping ass, and that's what this was. This was just about we gonna beat them, whoever it is. It's just about kicking ass today, for real. And that is what real dominance is. And it's kind of ironic because everyone's like, man, this was going to be boring. And you know what? It was for a lot of people, because they was beating the brakes off of them. And it wasn't boring because Jokic is boring and the Heat are boring. No, it's because dominance is boring sometimes. People do not like dominance as much as they think they do. So it was just amazing to watch Jokic be the very best version of what we thought he could be.
Yeah.
Because I've been a Jokic guy for so long, but of course with all players, especially Jokic, they have their limitations. Matchups matter very, very much in the NBA. Like we talked about last year with the Warriors. It was literally the worst possible matchup for the Nuggets. A team that can legit 5 out from 30 feet away. So no matter where you went, it was someone you needed to defend 35 feet away. They didn't play anybody like that. People are like, they beat 7 seeds, 8 seeds. I like that because maybe y'all should be the 1 seed then. maybe y'all should take the regular season serious. Maybe y'all should get home court advantage so you can play these teams that didn't. So you can have these home games.
Yep.
Jokic, who's been the poster boy for playing all these games, playing all the regular season, not taking no days off, being able to really sit in the fruits of what they've done was just amazing because sometimes it's not about 5 seconds on the clock, Mike down one, he steal it, come down and bang it. Sometimes it's the third quarter of game 5 and everyone knows it's over. And everyone knows.
And a 2-point game.
Yeah, and the game's still close and everyone's like, it's over. They don't got a chance. Because that's really how it felt. It felt almost inevitable, kind of.
Yeah.
And you got that in every single series. Like, I won't say the first round because we knew it was going to be the Timberwolves. But the second round was like, man, Book got 40. And they still losing. Like, maybe it's just not enough.
Yeah.
80, 35, and 15 game 1, whatever he had. Still lost. Damn, maybe that's just not enough. Like, and he, salute Jimmy. Didn't have the best series. We're going to talk about it later for sure. But the Heat, 5, 6 crazy shots in a row, down 2. Maybe we just don't got enough, bro. And sometimes you just don't.
You just don't.
Sometimes you just don't. And just hats off to the Nuggets, hats off to Jokic, hats off to everybody but Bones Highland.
Oh, God.
Everybody but Bones. And shout out Thomas Bryant, agent.
Shout out Thomas Bryant, Ish Smith.
Oh, yeah, shout out Ish Smith. They called me crazy. Niggas forgot when I was defending Ish Smith. Niggas forgot. Shout out Ish Smith, bro.
Reggie Jackson,
Jeff
DeAndre
Green.
Jordan. Yes,
Green,
man.
bro.
Shout out to Jeff Green. Yeah. Has Jeff Green got a ring?
Nah.
Is this the first one?
Yes,
Shout out to Jeff Green, man. A real journeyman.
Jeff Green had heart surgery when I was a kid, bro. Y'all, you remember that? That shit was
Do I?
crazy.
Nigga,
Bro, that
yes.
shit broke my heart. I was like, damn, this nigga never go.
Bro, do you remember the ESPN? ESPN be making shit dramatic and
Yo, they
shit.
had the camera on that nigga, like his chest still open. They had that shit on his chest, like damn.
They showed the scar before the game. I was like, should he be playing?
It's like the doctor had a GoPro on. This nigga was in his shit.
Yo, David, 7 in the morning, ESPN. What are y'all doing?
David Stern was crazy. David Stern was sitting there like, yeah, record.
Closer. No, zoom in.
Yeah.
But yeah, shout out to the Nuggets, man. They really, really deserve it. And like last point I'll hit on about them is the regular season. So we have this episode titled "The Regular Season Doesn't Matter."
Facts.
And if you don't listen to the episode, then you may be like, well, yes, the regular season does matter. Yes, it does. For this very reason that it's just brought up. If you're going to be a championship caliber team, the regular season matters for you. If you're going to be a championship, you're going to build chemistry. You're going to build camaraderie. You're going to learn the ins and outs on your defense of your offense. You're going to have team building exercises.
Your habits.
Your habits. That's really what it boils down to. Perfect. Your habits are built in the regular season. The episode was titled "The Regular Season Doesn't Matter" because for certain players, it just does not. For the Warriors, for LeBron, for Jokic. And at this point, it'll be Jokic. For Giannis is one of those players. I know this year's different, but like he's still Giannis. Like let's be fair. So for certain players,
I'm gonna throw Jimmy Butler in there. Let's throw him in there.
Honestly, like yes, Jimmy Butler is one of those players where it just the upper echelon of players that have been here before, have been to multiple conference finals, been to multiple finals. Yes, they can get away with not taking the regular season as serious, but you see how serious how intentional, I would say, is how intentional they are with their habits. You'll hear the Warriors talk about how Steph Curry works the same way every single day, same speed, same shots, every single workout he needs to do, he does every day. Those are the habits that you see that a Jordan Poole will see, a Jonathan Kuminga will see and implement, and they'll explain to them like, no, these games matter for you. You need this shot. This is the shot you need to be working on. You need this corner three that I'm gonna give you. That's gonna be the big shot we're gonna need when we down 2 in the conference finals. So for younger players, younger bigger teams, of course the regular season matters. That was for the upper level superstars like the ones I just named.
Teams that have already built those habits.
Yes, basically. Exactly. And that's I wanted to reiterate that when we say that, because I know people go back and will eventually go back and watch episodes and things like that. So I just wanted to say that point. But to a player with the regular season does not matter. Jimmy Butler and the Heat. I'm not going to kill Jimmy. I'll start there. I'm not going to kill Jimmy. I'm not going to kill Eric. I'm not going to kill Bam. I'm not going to kill those three people. Why? Because first off, number one, y'all weren't supposed to be here. Number two, y'all gave every ounce of everything y'all had. And three, I know he's never going to come out and say it, but I think Jimmy's ankle is really fucked up.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
I think Jimmy's ankle is really fucked up. And I said, I don't know if it was in here after game 1 or game 2. I think it was game 2 because it was a game they won, I think, where I came in and said, the only thing I would like to see change is Jimmy get more involved earlier. And I said he may not be able to because of his ankle. And every game I watched after that, I was like, yeah, his ankle's fucked up. So I was like, he literally cannot do anything for the first couple minutes of the game because his ankle is so messed up. Right. So do you have anything... Just anything you want to say about the Heat, not particularly negative.
So top to bottom for the Heat, I don't think nobody should be disappointed how they played. Maybe Max Strus, but again, y'all shouldn't have been there. I'm not gonna be the guy to be like, man, they're not undrafted guys no more, so I'm gonna expect this. You still are undrafted guys. You have worked past that to be NBA starters, but of course. You do regress to the mean. In this finals, you saw a lot of regression to the mean. Yeah. There was a lot of outlier shooting in the previous rounds. And salute to y'all. That is very hard to do. A lot of playoff teams wish they could
y'all won 3 playoff series.
And we're underdogs in every
single one.
I thought they played, man, salute to Bam. I thought he played his heart out. I thought he played super hard. Truly. I thought everybody in the Heat played as best they could. And to their credit, Eric Spoelstra's credit, that coaching staff credit, held the Nuggets to 92 points last game. But sometimes you just don't have enough. And without Jimmy 100% and Tyler Hero not having a right hand, you just did not have enough. And it's hard to win. It's hard to win.
Bro, the funny thing I was watching last night, and throughout the series I've been saying this to myself because we picked the Heat to win in 7, and it was more of a, hey, I push out content, so I need y'all to watch this.
Shout out Jimmy Butler.
more than actually I'm thinking about this pick, and I'm really picking the Heat for real. Let's be honest here. But
I believe in him.
truly, I believe they could have won this series, but something that is very important to realize is that, yo, bro, if you got 7 undrafted players, at some point it's going to get really, really hard to score the basketball. Yep. And that is what, to me, the key of this series was. The Heat never, ever looked outmatched on defense. On defense, every counter that the Nuggets had, they had a counter for. They were, like you said, Bam played his heart out, but everybody was everywhere. Gabe Vincent, Duncan Robinson, Matt Strus shot the ball awful, but every defensive possession he needed to be somewhere, he was there.
They rebounded as a 5.
Yes, everything. Kevin Love gave very great.
Shout out Kevin Love.
Yeah. Everything you want to see from a defense, they did. They lost this series offensively because their shooters weren't shooting at the clip they were the entire playoffs. Right. And if you would have told me Max Strus was going to shoot from game 1 to 4, 1 for 21 from 3 or whatever it was, which is insane. If you told me he was going to do that, you told me Jimmy Butler his ankle was never going to recover. Yeah. You're going to tell me Gabe Vincent ankle was never going to really recover. They don't have Tyler Hero, and they still get to the finals and get a game. You can hang your hat on that, bro. It was simply y'all just didn't have enough offensively. It was that was really the deciding factor in this series because, like you said, 92 points. And all of these games were low scoring. These games were not high scoring games, and that is a testament to the defense of the Heat. I do want to give some credit to the Denver Nuggets defense because I'm not just going to blame it all on their shooting. Yeah. Their defense was outstanding. Yeah. They made it tough on their shooters, which is the reason why they pushed their shooters off the spot. So even when threes were open, it was a pump fake and dribble, and everybody is not Stephen Clay where that shot is automatic off that one dribble, one dribble into the three. That's not an easy shot for normal catch and shoot shooters. So offensively was really where they're overmatched, and you can live with that, bro. You can live with that.
I want to shout out Christian Braun. I'm glad you talked about the Denver Nuggets defense because Christian Braun, Bruce Brown, KCP, Aaron Gordon, I'll throw MPJ in there and Jamal Murray on for certain stretches. Fuck it. Yeah. Actually, the whole team. Let's just say I just named like 7 days. The whole team played amazing defense, top to bottom, and this is the disconnect with what casual basketball fans think is defense and what defense actually is in the playoffs. Because even though Jokic is not Rudy Gobert, he can't jump out the gym, he's not Nick Claxton, there were games where he had 3 blocks, 3 steals. Because they, first of all knew their assignment and they trusted everyone on the court to do so. Everyone on the court rotated, not rotating, hoping the guy behind them was going to rotate. Like, I kind of want to go, but no. Every rotation was crisp. Every rotation was fast. The one game they lost, the rotations were bad. 2 days in between, like we said, Michael Malone got in that ass, and there was no more of that. I want to salute Christian Braun and MPJ. First, Christian Braun for being ready. Young guy. I'm pretty sure he's a rookie, right? Is he a rookie or is it second year?
It might be second year. I think it's second year.
Because he just won a championship last year in college or the year before. He's won 5 straight championships or some crazy shit like that. He won 3 straight high school championships, then a college championship, then this one. But to be ready on the bench for moments like these, to step up in these big games, and I'm glad we confirmed he's a rookie because we talked about this where
he went to Kansas. Yep, he did go to Kansas.
We talked about it with Peyton Pritchard where you're seeing these 3-4 year guys, these Jalen Brunsons, these guys who know how to play in important games.
Josh Hart,
who know how to play in games that actually matter. Where Christian Braun's coming off the bench knowing, I got Jokic, Jamal Murray, MBJ. They're not running sets for me, but man, if I cut hard, they'll hit me. If I play defense, I'll get it. And you saw him interject himself with no plays being needed. You saw him play amazing defense on these Heat shooters, and that's why I really wanted to bring them up because they had to chase them around a lot, especially with all the actions we talked about, like how they're going to put Jokic in these dribble handoffs. Well, they're putting Jokic in these dribble handoffs, but Jokic is playing drop, so it's on you to get over. You have to get over those screens, and they did for the most part, and the Heat shooters weren't able to create enough space to really take advantage of it. So I really wanted to highlight how prepared they were physically to chase these Heat shooters around and their commitment to it throughout the series. Because like we said,
that's a great point.
We said like the Lakers game 1, it's real easy to do that game 1.
Yeah.
We've been, we ready for it for a week. They said they're going to run around. Yeah, I'm ready. Game 3, it's a little harder. Yeah. Game 5, it's like, damn, this nigga's still running around. But every single game for that to be something they can't sacrifice was amazing. And you could feel the focus throughout the team. Like you're up 3-1 in Denver. I can't remember if they had the lead or not. And it was so funny though. It's so funny to see Jokic get mad on the bench because he really be heated on the bench. He like, what the fuck? Like, what are y'all doing for real? Like,
shout out to my dog.
Yeah, like, what are y'all doing, bro? Like, what the fuck? Like, to never let up, never any apathy, no lethargicness. It was excellence, top to bottom.
It was championship basketball.
Literally dominant.
From start to finish. So there's only so much you can talk about in a 5-game series because we went down to the X's and O's after every game. So I do want to talk a little about the future of both of these teams. Right. Starting with the champions. Because there's not really much for them to do. Everybody that is important in that rotation is under contract. That's from Kate. That's for the starting 5. So Murray, KCP, MPJ, Gordon, and Jokic all under contract. I believe Jeff Green may be there for another year. Bruce Brown is there for another year, I believe. And
Brown's a rookie.
Christian Braun is a rookie, so he's there for another year. And Roby told me yesterday to look out for Peyton Watson, who is a rookie they drafted, who is supposed to have a lot of potential and may be in the rotation soon. So you can always use a backup big to give Jokic some breaks, and you can always use the shooter. But those are not necessities. So